What's happening? What's up? What's good and what it do? Elegant Soul Food here. Testing out some things. Got a little microphone. I don't even know if this is working. Testing. Okay, I see the levels moving. Testing. I hope this is working through here. If not through here somewhere. Anywho, I just stopped by to talk to you about why I became an end of life doula and the path of a end of life doula. So over the years, I've had these visions and dreams and experiences. And as a small child, um, you kind of feel different. You feel um, like I don't understand what I feel. You're not sure what to do with what you feel. And then try to find ways to cope with it, right? How do you cope with these weird experiences that you have? And, anybody that's been a child that actually had a chance to have a childhood um, can relate to what I'm saying, right? So I chose to kind of process them and just like hold on to them, but not necessarily relate to them because they're new experiences, right? So some experiences would be physical, um, where things would move or move me. Some of the situations were just visions. They would just like pop up like a screen. And those type of experiences followed me up and through my 20s. Yeah, 20s and probably 30s, with the visions, um, dreams. Um, there was there were experiences with death at an early age, of experiencing actual death. Like there's some people that live to be in their 40s, and they'll tell you they've never experienced death of anybody close to them. They just can't even imagine what that would feel like. And I'm like, you're so fortunate. So at a very early age, experiencing deaths as well as having near death experiences, right? And then there were years of deep sadness and pain. And it got to a point where there was pain in seeing new life because I was experiencing birth experiences as well as death experiences, right? There's this duality happening, right? So the birthing experiences I wasn't so into and so tuned into, not even my own, the birth of my children. They were like, you want us to turn the mirror so you can see? I'm like, absolutely not. I saw this once or twice on television or in a health class in school. I'm cool with not seeing that ever again. Or being close to someone and you being in the room while they're giving birth and you're, helping them and you're doing what you can do is like, mm-mm. The birth thing is just not for me. But then with the years of sadness multiplied, um, in the years where I wasn't accepting of being an end of life doula, um, I wasn't accepting anything that had to do with death or the death experiences or the death visits that I was getting from our people that have transitioned, whether it was people I know or loved that were close to me or people that I just would just get a download or upload about. I'll just say, oh, Aretha Franklin's gonna go this year. I'm saying it's like, oh, it's time for such and such to go. And I would literally say these things, and these things would come to pass. I'm like, I don't know how I know these things. And I would send my children or other people that were close to me text messages. I'm just like, hey, such and such is gonna pass in this month. And I'm like, or just other people would just be like, nobody want to hear that shit. Stop telling us this stuff. Okay, we get it, this stuff, but man, you making me uncomfortable. Or I would write something and just be like, such and such transitions. It would be a monologue for an acting audition, right? And I'd say such and such died, and this is how such and such died, and this is what happened when I found out that such and such died. This is how communication came to me. It would come to pass just like I had written it out. And so the people that were reading my work, they were like, "Don't write shit about me, never, no time at all." And I'm just like, "What the hell is this?" And again, are the years of being in denial about it, right? So I know I didn't want to have nothing to do with births. I just um, that whole scene wasn't anything I wanted to deal with. But I also knew I didn't want to deal with deaths. But at the same time, I knew the deaths were like guaranteed. Like it's the flip side of being born. You're definitely gonna die. There's nothing else in this world that we control. There's nothing else in this world that you can do anything about. Okay, let me repackage that. That's one thing that we know that's gonna happen for sure. You're gonna transition to true home. You're gonna go back where you came from with these experiences. I believe that 1,000 grand. There's nothing you can tell me contrary to that, right? You're gonna leave this earth in this form, in your earth meat. You're gonna leave that. You're gonna be all spirit in one form or another, right? You're gonna be all energy, a different version of energy. Your energy won't have this much weight to it. All right. So the pain of seeing new life and the years of sadness led me to this situation where I'm thinking like Job. I'm thinking like, oh man, just take this misery from me and wishing death would come. So it's just like within the pain, right, of dealing with life. And then it's that whole thing where people will say, weep when you see a child being born and rejoice when people transition, because the hardest part is being here and gathering these experiences, and the hardest part is watching the people suffer, right? Okay, excuse me. I don't know if you can hear this music. I don't own the rights to this music. Please don't shut my video down. They'll audio over the music part. They'll just like make it blank so you can't hear anything I'm saying. Okay, so in reflection of the movie Ghost, we're talking multiple years have gone by when all this stuff is happening. So prior to the pandemic, I have another health situation. I've had some challenging health situations that just stopped me. But this one stopped me in a way, and there was nobody there. So those experiences amped up, and it was nothing I could do about it because of my physical condition. And my physical condition put me in a spiritual state of mind and weakness physically, that I started to be obedient to whatever the calling and the purpose was for me. So, in reflection of the movie Ghost, those experiences happening and not being able to do anything about it, and just watching these experiences happen, and all you can use to fight these experiences is your words and your mind and your weapons of spiritual warfare, right? Sorry about that. Your weapons is spam. Your weapons of physical warfare, right? So while I'm having these experiences, years are going by. Remember, I don't know if you follow any of my videos, I've told you I was sick for like 5 years. Just like last year was the first time I started to feel better than I had felt in years, right? And that's when I first started doing these videos, right? Coming out of that. So while I'm in that position, I say, I give. You know, the movie Ghost experiences, they are what they are. These people are coming, these things are happening, these conversations are taking place, these physical situations are happening. I am no longer afraid. I am no longer running. I fully accept these things. And whatever it is that I have to do, whatever my calling is to do, that's what I'll do, right? No problem. Because I do know this, the denial had wore off, and I faced the challenge and I took full responsibility for the end of life party planner. Like, okay, so when people leave and come, I'm in the loop somehow, some way. I don't have to understand it. All I have to do is be obedient to what that is. So I say, okay, you're gonna become an end of life party planner, end of life doula, right? So the interesting thing is having Oshun as the mother of my head. Um, Oshun is all about love, 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 love. And so I'm like, I study ways to help people ease their suffering. And I'm loving, I'm nurturing, I'm attentive, I'm giving, right? Just my natural disposition is to be that, you know. Um, as a child, my mom would cry and it would make me cry. And then when the years of sadness first started taking a strong root in my life in my teenage years, because my dad passed, the pain of wanting to rescue my mom and not being able to rescue her because I'm dealing with my own sadness, you know, I couldn't ease her suffering because I went into coping mechanisms to deal with my own pain, right? But I've never lost that want to ease suffering of other people's, right? So that's pretty much how the journey happened. In the last 5 or 6 years, I just said, well, really, 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 honestly, in the last 3 years, maybe, definitely like during the pandemic. So like the last 2.5, 3 years, that's when I was just like, whatever it is I gotta do, whatever it is you want me to do, that's what will be done. I will do it how you need me to do it. I won't complain. I won't kick up a ruckus, but I had to learn how to protect myself spiritually, how to arm myself, and to have respect and reverence for the process and the visits. That's all I can say. The visits. I do dearly departed messages on here, and I'm going to do one right after I finish this to talk about one of the experiences that I just had recently, you know, dreamed about or had a visit from, you know, a deceased classmate. So I'm going to pull some energy for that. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps you, and I hope you stop by to watch the Dearly Departed videos. And thank you for your time. Until real soon. Peace, love, and blessings. I love you.